Throughout the 20th century, virtually nothing was known about the values, preferences, or insights of African people. Against this backdrop, Afrobarometer emerged quietly. Conceived in South Africa and born in Ghana, the brainchild of three professors who envisioned a world in which Africa's development is anchored in the realities and aspirations of its people.
So, sometime in 1998, Mike Bratton, Bob Martis, and I met in South Africa for a conference organized by the Center for Policy Studies. And we were talking among ourselves and discovered that three of us were conducting opinion surveys. So Mike was conducting opinion surveys in Zimbabwe, and Bob in South Africa, and I was doing that in Ghana. And we thought, well, it would be a good idea to do this systematically and comparatively, so that we get a sense of things. And this was particularly interesting to us because we were at a conference on African democratization, and we realized that up to that point, we only had assumptions and presumptions about what ordinary Africans thought about the economic and political liberalization reforms that were going on in their countries, especially the democratic reforms.
Their first data set proved that Africans can be scientifically polled just like people in other regions of the world, and debunked the notion that Africans are indifferent to democratic governance.
Again, the misperception out there amongst people who had the money to provide assistance for surveys was that Africans won't tell you their opinions. Right? And again, I think our very first round of surveys just stood that on its head and showed you that people are quite willing to engage and to think about politics in a serious way and express their opinions.
Building on its initial success, Afrobarometer extended its reach in the early 2000s, entering a growth phase that continues to this day. Offering reliable scientific data and analyses, Afrobarometer began entering the spotlight across the continent and beyond. Showcasing the capabilities of African leadership and African partners, we reached another milestone with a daring leap from 20 countries to 35 countries in round 5 in 2011 to 2013, followed by 36 countries in round 6 about 2 years later. These expansions weren't just about increasing numbers. They were about building the narrative of a continent. Then a key funder withdrew its support, citing a change in priorities. This plunged us into a severe financial crisis, posing an existential threat to our organization. Through this crisis, we learned that opportunity could emerge from adversity and that our work holds great value for many.
One of the great things that came out of the Afrobarometer's funding crisis was an opportunity to revamp the Afrobarometer's institutional makeup.
In 2019, we incorporated as an independent corporate entity, giving Afrobarometer a solid legal foundation and increased autonomy. Today, Afrobarometer stands as the premier non-partisan Pan-African research organization committed to tracking the experiences, evaluations, and perspectives of ordinary Africans on political, economic, and social developments.
Afrobarometer is broadly comparative. We use a methodology that is the same across countries. This enables us to identify the similarities across countries and therefore to boost the claim that we are a Pan-African organization,